Well, hello, Pacific Beach Presbyterian Church family. This is our weekly information time when I get to share with you some of the things going on in our community. Um, I know that personally I've kind of reached the saturation point of isolation and going a little stir crazy. So as soon as I get this done, I'm going to walk outside and try to find some sunshine and liven up my body just a little bit in my mind so that I don't go stir crazy. Anyway, there's some things coming up that I think that are exciting and you need to know about. First of all, this Sunday is Memorial Day, and we have infused into the service some Memorial Day uh, sections of the service, and so I hope you enjoy that. And then the Sunday after that, the last Sunday in May, is Pentecost, in which we celebrate the coming of the Spirit. And Romans 30 through 34 we will be discussing, which is really the end of this crescendo all about life in the Spirit. So I think it's a fitting time to celebrate Pentecost with Romans 8, 30 and following. So those two things are coming up. I know that Esther's put together some more music. She's got some more people coming into the service to do that. Of course, practicing social distance and all the necessary protocols to keep people safe. Now, we are getting close. Um, I don't know how close, nobody really knows how close we are to reopening parts of our society. Both the restaurants, our economic apparatus, workplaces, so on and so forth. We're not quite there opening up churches which are aligned with sports events in large um, sort of stadium situations and in big, large room situations with a lot of people. We don't know when that's coming. But in order to facilitate our reopening, uh, we are putting together a reopening task force that's going to start meeting next Tuesday night. And we will keep you up to date every week if there's something new that we need to present on what's going on there. We are getting a lot of information from other churches, from the CDC, from other agencies on exactly how to do this in the best way possible. And we will make those suggestions and protocols available to you before you come uh, to the service. We're even looking at the possibility of meeting out in the patio, which might be a safer place to meet. But it's kind of small. We don't know how to do that. So we're looking at various ways of reopening and making you feel safe and comfortable as we go about this. So our first meeting is next Tuesday night. Excuse me. Now, Esther wants to know from all of you some of your favorite songs. As we go along in this, we're going to have more time on these videos to do songs. So if you would, please send her an email or send it to Lisa, send it to the office. And we hoped that maybe we can put those into some of the services coming up in June, July, and August. So think about which songs you really love and then send them along. I think that would be an excellent way to bring us all together, that you can hear some of your favorite songs for worship. And speaking of worship, starting in June, I will be developing a series of about 10 or 11 sermons on the parables, the challenge that Jesus presents in these parables and what he's trying to describe. And they're going to be from Luke, and they're already being written. And um, I'm looking forward to making those come alive for you, I hope. I've really enjoyed studying them. Now, along with that, something new and exciting, I think, we might be able to pull off. And that is starting in June at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, we will have Zoom classes on the parables of that day. I'm working with Grant that he's going to try to make this happen in the best way possible. People can sign on to a Zoom account, so if you don't have one, learn how to do it. And then when it comes in June, you'll be ready to just click on to the meeting. Most likely we'll just send you an email. You click on that link, it brings you up and you say join the meeting, and we'll have a conversation. So I'm planning to send out questions beforehand so that you can look at them as kind of a little guide on our discussion. So I hope this works out for you, and it brings us a little bit closer together so that we can do the things that we normally do at our church. So the last thing I want to mention is that we've been talking a long time about a new sign out front for our church. The session has already agreed and voted to purchase an electronic sign to go into the marquee, out front. And we are close to getting that done and figured out. It's because of the complexity of city rules and also the monument itself that stands there. We've had a difficult time of trying to figure out how to really design it. So this company's been helping us. So I hope that we'll have something very soon. Also, finally, on the grant, the security grant that you approved months ago, because of the coronavirus, many of the same workers that were doing the security grant moved over to the pandemic agencies in order to help. So things have slowed down. It doesn't mean that we're not going to get the money that we applied for, which is $100,000. But it means that it's going to be coming a lot slower than expected. But Chris Woodruff, who's working on it, has made it clear that it looks like it's going to happen pretty soon. So everything is in. They're looking at it. They're sending it ahead for approval and for us to then start using the money to make our campus a much more secure place for preschool, for our office workers, and for all of you who come to church. So those are just some things coming up, and I hope you're reading some good books. I continue to read on the parables. I've been doing that now for a couple of 3 weeks, getting myself ready for the next series. In the meantime, I'm reading some Sigmund Freud, and maybe that's why I'm just going stir crazy. I need a break. So my advice to you is don't read any Sigmund Freud while you're in lockdown. That's the wrong thing to do. So anyway, it's good talking to you, and hope to see you soon, and hope that you join us on the Zoom classes coming up on that our second Sunday in June. We'll let you all know as we send out emails and do info commercials every week. All right. Stay well. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Amen.